we would like to introduce you to our Earth medium, Carolyn Page, who will guide you through the process of freedom from fear. We have much to say, as does our dearest Carolyn. May you join us in the journey your soul has intended for you. And so, where shall we go from here, dearest? Shall we jump into the deep end, or shall we play it safe in the shallows? I do believe I'd rather jump into the deep end. The shallows can become quite boring. Indeed, we agree. And what shall we find at the deep end? Mysteries, fantasies, untruths. Indeed, dear ones, untruths abound within the earth fantasy, and this is the conundrum for many, this is as we have planned it to be. And who are we? This is a simple question with a simple answer. You, dear heart, listening to our tale, and our dearest Carolyn, and the majority of souls who agreed upon the values to be included for the earth fantasy. Imagine a group of individuals sitting about, bored out of their minds. This is easy to do, dear ones, because in the main this is exactly what man does. He sits about, bored, waiting for something to take his attention and free him from his boredom. Yes? Yes, indeed, dear hearts, this is precisely what occurs for most. With this image in mind, now imagine those sitting about are souls or consciousnesses. This isn't quite as easy to achieve because souls or consciousnesses do not have a body. Consciousness is a thought. Souls are souls or bodiless. However, with this concept in mind, we ask that you imagine a group, a very large group of souls sitting about, bored. One suggests another fantasy in which they could play. Have we advised that there are a multitude of fantasies in which to play? Yes, I do believe you advised of that in our previous episode. Good. This is good, dearest. It must not be understated that the earth experience is only one of a multitude of experiences we enjoy. Back to our story, dearest. We have a group, a very large group of souls or consciousness sitting about bored. One suggests creating a fantasy that resembled our earliest beginnings. Now, imagine a cry of, "Oh no, why would we want to do that?" To get the full gist of our imaginings, you must realize, dear ones, that we can't go for a walk. Indeed not. Legs are needed for that. We can't pick up a tennis racket and ball and start a match. No, dear hearts, one needs a tennis court upon which to play, and, of course, one needs a body for such entertainment. So, what do a group, a very large group of souls, do to entertain themselves? That's right. They imagine. They use their mental apparatus to create a dream or a fantasy into which to place themselves so as they can enjoy walking and play tennis. Yes, indeed. And this you and I and Carolyn and a host of souls have done and have been doing for millennia, dear ones. Yes, indeed. However, up to this point, the imaginings or fantasies have all been whimsical, wonderful, full of light and hope and all things good. They assuaged our need for comfort, and our well-being triumphed throughout. However, this suggestion of creating a fantasy in which to play that resembled our earliest beginnings was abominable to most. The outcry was fantastic. Then a remarkable thing began to happen. There began a petition of sorts, a mental petition, you appreciate, to indeed create such a fantasy. And this, in a nutshell, dear ones, was the beginning of the Earth fantasy, or experience. And do you remember from our first episode the nature of the Earth fantasy that we created? That's right, dear one. The Earth fantasy was created in the dread and hunger and downright nastiness we experienced in the beginning. Yes, dear hearts, we created a fantasy into which we could project our thoughts that would bring fear and dread to shine. We say shine, dear hearts, with simple projection of delirium. That is to say, it would only be seen in this light were we to be of simple mind. Who, in their right mind, would project themselves into such a place of negativity and darkness? You would, dear one. Yes, that's right. You and I and Carolyn and the multitude of souls experiencing the Earth fantasy. Why do we do this? We do this for many and varied reasons, dear heart. We shall begin writing and talking about the reasons within our next episode. Many blessings, dear heart, many blessings to all.